How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. We are jumping into the first episode of this dungeon crawl at half strength.
We're gonna be fine. Don't laugh like that. You make me think it's not gonna be fine.
It's not. It has been I will say it has been a week for dire situations. If you've been tagging along chat, you know that the party on the Tuesday campaign is facing a TPK. The party in the Thursday campaign is staring down the barrel of a TPK. And now, Bayonet. Thank you all for being here this fine day. If you want to get caught up, you can head over to the YouTube, where we have our three weekly streamed campaigns uploaded over there for your viewing pleasure, as well as previous campaigns and various summer series and one-shots and the like. I am SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table, and it's an absolute honor to be playing D&D with these scallywags and yahoos that you have see before you today.
I call Scallywag.
I'll take Yahoos.
If you would like to join our community, you can head over to the Discord, where we have a phenomenal group of people that are as chaotic as they are wholesome, and we also have memes and D&D related, campaign related bingo, which is wild. That just kind of spawned in about a year back from the fans, and people have been going absolutely feral over it. We have an amazing sponsor. The one and only Modern Artifice is our sponsor for this camp, for the Longshot table. You can use the code Longshot for the artisanal dice that they create to get 10% off, and a little bit of the cut of that goes into my pocket as well. Vex, thank you so much for the resub. 15 months? 15 months? Wow. And Maloira, thank you so much for the sub as well. And welcome in, Wildcats. I hope you enjoy your time here. For now, let's go to the crew. Valve, take it away.
Hey everybody, it's Andy, also known as ValveMax 010 on most socials. I'm mainly on TikTok, where I do a lot of short form comedy content about D&D. But I'm also a lovely new member that has been welcomed like a long lost brother or weird uncle to Longshot, and I'm having a ton of fun here. But I'm also over on Mr. Dandy DM's YouTube channel as Brash Briggs on Our Flag Means Doom, a pirate-themed campaign. It's a lot of fun. Go check out that channel. Go check out Our Flag Means Doom. And Pierce hasn't been here in a minute. It's gonna be a nice little wade back into the calm, easy, not dangerous at all waters
Walk in the park
that Bayonet is known for. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
nice and easy.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Drakoniques.
Hi, I'm Drak or Drakoniques. You can find me on all socials at Drakoniques. That's DRAKONIQES. I do all things teacher related. So I perform, produce, I write, everything and anything, all of that jazz I am doing or will be doing in the near future. Just some of the things I'm in. You can check me out on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific over on Althaven. That's ALTHAVEN_ on Twitch. I'm in a Star Trek campaign over there as Taeon the Vulcan. Been a lot of fun. On Wednesdays over on Table Story, that's TABLESTORY. I'm in a short, it's going to be a 6-episode series of Tidal Blades, where I play Amara, the turtle, the grumpy, grouchy old man of the group. On Thursdays, actually on Mondays, released on podcasts on every other Monday, you can check me out over on Forgotten Paths, which is a D&D campaign, where I play the priest, Reverend Ethioma Aether, the arguably pretty hot priest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They don't know it and don't really care for it, but they're pretty hot. And God, what else?
This holy's got some spice in it.
And I'm the tech producer for Doomsayer on Sundays at, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern over on Taino Tales. That's TAINOSTALES. You don't see my face, but you just see my tech production work there. They're telling really cool and fun stories using City of Mist. But today I'm playing Azalea, the, I guess, kind of grouchy warlock. I think they're kind of grouchy.
Are you
Not
kind of
not.
grouchy?
I think.
Maybe
I
there
think
might
they're
be some
grouchy
grouch.
around the businessman. I'm realizing. I think as I'm saying it, I'm realizing the businessman brings it out in them. For the most part, they're pretty chill.
Mm.
But also the guide of this group, the native of Woen Oed, and who seems to garner some kind of respect based on the organization they're associated with that we haven't really delved into too much just yet. But we might see more of that throughout the campaign.
Yes. The
Ooh.
Held Breath, as your faction is known, does have a few spots that they try to keep available throughout this mega city ruin that are safe. You're going to want to check, behind the door when you walk in and stuff like that. But as you are guiding the party through this mega city, climbing upwards, this abandoned mega city, you are making your way towards the first checkpoint. Let's talk about Outer Rilis. Cramped hallways, various windowsills and doors, moving into various atriums and distant hallways, and a couple of very large rooms, but for the most part, a lot of very just compact rooms. Not a lot of ruin for the most part, at least in the areas that we're in right now. There is a weight. There's a pressure of the city itself that feels like it's just kind of weighing into the party as they move through this area. Your primary golden ticket is stairs. Any stairs you can find going upwards, any long chutes that you might be able to clamber up is considered making progress. Let's get survival checks from the party. Atticus Match staying very close to Valve and looking around nervously. Lady Kathleen tense but stoic. And of course Cameron kind of watching, switching a little too fast between watching your 6 and watching ahead and watching your 6, battle axe in hand, just shifting a lot. And there's just this presence of weight that makes you want to be quieter. Various echoes that ramble about this city are echoing out towards you. What we get?
Could I argue that I get advantage because I've walked these halls before and often?
Yeah.
Good.
I did not grow great. There we go. 22.
22. Very nice.
13, so take it away.
Okay. Leading the way, Azalea, you step up and around and almost miss your step as a brand new gargantuan hole looks like it's been mined through the center of your path here, continuing onwards off to your left. It looks like it's been mined away. Someone with pitchforks and the like, pickaxes and the like, or maybe a massive drill, something you have not seen before. This wasn't here when you came through the first time. Just left this yawning opening between where you need to get to. You can see on the other side of this maybe 100-foot opening, You can float across, you can scrabble down, you can try to find another way around. This is just the first hiccup in your plan that you've come across so far.
There's definitely a furrowing of the brow as they notice this, kind of look down either side of this passage that's been carved out. But we're trying to get up to Rilis. Don't have time to investigate that, so they're gonna, I think, kind of climb down the kind of divot it's made and try and climb back up to the other side.
Okay. Cameron is handed Atticus by Valve. I'm sorry, by Pierce. He just kind of puts him down and puts a hand up to you to help you down as well.
And grab it. Get it down. Appreciate it.
Party kind of slowly moves across this big opening. You don't feel any wind, but it feels like there's something. There's kind of if syrup was air, there's like a syrupy air feeling within this specific tunnel. Let's get Arcana checks from the party.
I could probably do that.
Roll a 2.
Atticus is also going to. Oof. Atticus will roll as well. What'd you get, Andy?
18.
18. Okay. The blood hunters that you've trained with do a good job of like keeping you in the loop about things that might be traps or things that might be unseen dangers, and you realize you're breathing unseen spores.
You're up. You have any kind of like face coverings? You might need that. Be something in the air here. You're gonna want to try and guard against that.
Oh. I'm ready.
I'll just take my scarf and try and bundle it up in front of my face, and I'll bring my goggles down on top of my eyes.
Azalea will do the same with the collar, kind of bring it over their face.
Okay. Moving to the other far side of the of this tunnel, about 15 feet up to the ledge of the stairs you were climbing. Let's get athletics checks.
I think as I'm climbing up, I'll say there are a few rules you have to abide by when we're here.
Oh.
The main one is no teleportation magic, no matter what. You'll end up somewhere that you don't want to be ending up, and you'll be hunted down by someone you most definitely don't want to be hunted down by.
It's not really a problem for me. I don't know how to do that, so.
Well, I don't know all of your capabilities, so I just wanted to make sure.
Atticus, I don't like the curious face you're making. I need you to not. Says Cameron to Atticus.
But what is it? What is it that how also?
If you want to find out, you can. You will not make it out alive.
Oh, well. I'll take your word for it.
I rolled terribly. I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 12 minus 1, so 11. So. It begins.
Azalea, you're the last to get up. Because I feel like you would help people, climb on their way up. And as you're climbing yourself up, there's a stone that comes loose under one of your feet, and the top row of your teeth hit that rubble in front of you, and you fall down you slide down to the center of the tunnel.
Spit out some blood. Okay.
You spit out some blood, and as you return to climb up again, you hear Lady Kathleen gasp, following her eye line, looking down at the blood. Little mushrooms are popping up in the blood.
This is strange to me, right? I haven't seen these.
You haven't seen this, no.
Okay. I think again, they'll look at this, now being aware of what Pierce had warned us of these spores, and they're very clearly very fast-growing spores, and we'll try climbing up again. I think moving away from those mushrooms that sprouted.
Cameron's gonna reach down and grab a hold of you and lift you back up.
Thank you.
Before we leave this area, just real quick, if I could, take a random vial, pour like a tiny little bit of water in it, kind of just waft it through the air, cork it, put it in my bag.
Sure.
This
Yeah,
is
absolutely. Absolutely. We ascend. Moving through the next few areas. Let's get a D100 roll.
Do you want to do it, Andy?
Oh no, you both get to do it.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you know what? I think I will do it.
I don't know if
Brand
high or low
new.
is good, but I rolled an 11.
I rolled a 14.
So low is actually better in this case.
Oh yeah.
With my D100 encounters, I pull from the oh god, I forget which book it is. I think it's Xanathar's. They have an encounter table, and the lower the better, I've always found. In that specific tables, and that kind of stuck with me. You rolled a 14, you say?
Yeah, and then Drac rolled an 11. Both of those are below 20, which means we're in the top 1/5 percentile of the 100. And in case you hadn't realized, that's pretty low.
Pierce,
Yes.
you're moving along. Maybe half an hour has gone by. The party has found this kind of chute, maybe like a chimney of some kind, and the party is currently squeezing their way up this chute and moving back and forth, kind of wedging yourself, and you're the first to kind of pop out to this new area, and as you do, you disrupt like a little bit of cobweb. You know what I mean? Like dusty old abandoned spider web. And that moves a rock, which moves a bigger rock, and just there's this tiny little of movement to your side. And you look quickly as a corpse kind of scatters down, revealing that it was propped itself up, or maybe stabbed by a rapier that is got this just faint blue glow to it.
Now, can I finish pulling myself up? And do I see any other corpses in the area?
Yes, but they're not human. Or they're not bipedal.
Interesting.
Slain monsters. Long dead.
And this is the only humanoid-looking corpse.
Yep, and he was stabbed, maybe, by a sword.
Got something a little interesting here. Not quite sure what to make of it, and I'll reach down and kind of help the others up if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well. Dower.
Well, doesn't surprise me too much. You imagine people hid here or were lured down here to be dealt with quietly, away from prying eyes. I haven't come across this before, but probably should keep moving.
All right. What do you make of that? And I'll point out the rapier.
It is ornate. Very pretty. In the kind of crossguard hilt that kind of covers around the hand, there are... It seems to be made of like shiny silver, and some stars and a moon kind of in the hilt built in.
Does it
The
seem to
blade
be
itself
just...
glows faintly blue. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no, you're good. Does it seem to be just pretty design, or does it seem like it has significance to symbols on it?
You've never seen a moon.
Okay.
You've never seen the stars. So likely this was someone who got pulled into Woan Oed. You're not sure if there's any significance past that, though it does appear to be magical in nature.
Could I attempt an Arcana check to see if I could determine why it would be glowing like that? Like what kind of magical effect it may be? Then I'll also ask, just as a long shot, would this have anything potentially to do with fey fiends or undead that I may have knowledge about?
Make that Arcana check
Okay.
as you kind of crouch down and kind of take a look at it.
That's gonna be a 12.
This weapon was wrought with magic. It was not smithed by nature. It was brought into being and has almost been crafted to emulate the spell Moonbeam. It does not necessarily cast Moonbeam, but it certainly looks like the same kind of wraith-like fire, that blue-white light coming off of it. And because Moonbeam is a druidic spell, I would say that this may have some connection to Fae.
I'm no expert, but it looks a lot like the spell you or Ilya cast when we were fighting those dogs. Sorry, I was kind of lost in myself for a second there.
Oh, good.
I'll just real careful, kind of like. I don't know. Nakana always told me never to mess with stuff if I didn't know for sure it was safe.
Drac, you have inspo from Taff in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Ah, fuck it. And then I'm just gonna grab the hilt and slowly pull it out of the corpse.
Shing. This is a moonsteel weapon. The blade of this magic seems to shine from within from a pale white-blue light. The weapon deals an extra 1d6 radiant damage to any creature it hits. If the creature is a shape changer or any other creature not in its true form, it becomes frightened until the start of your next turn. At the start of its turn, the creature frightened in this way must succeed on a DC 13 charisma save or immediately return to its true form. For the purpose of this weapon, shape changer refers to creatures with a shape changer trait. So if someone's just polymorphed, it doesn't necessarily negate the polymorph.
Mm. You mind if I hang on to this? Or?
Go ahead. I have no real use for weapons. I can just summon whichever I need anyway.
Oh yeah, good point. Well, I'll kind of slide that into the belt on my side and.
The blue-white glow slowly dims.
This way.
Continuing onwards. You step into a side room, and you see a distant light in a room down the way. You've got this long hallway before you, pretty high ceiling. And in one of the doorways and windows in your path, there is a similar blue-white light.
Okay.
If it's in the direction we're heading to, if it's on the route that we're meant to be on, we'll keep going.
Okay. Azalea, you move forward and you get a peek into the window, or you just gotta walk on past?
I'll peek in.
Okay, you peek in. And you see what might be wisps. Almost these... if a sea urchin was a glowing jellyfish. But they're all caught up in what appears to be like honey that has kind of dripped down from the walls. This kind of viscous, honey-like, syrup-like fluid. They don't appear to be moving.
Mm-mm. Again, have I seen this before? This kind of thing before? Either those creatures or the honey?
You've seen the creatures before. They're not intelligent. You've not seen this honey.
Might be one of the playthings the spectre's thrown in here.
I thought you said Rilis was supposed to be safe.
I don't, no offense, but I don't think I ever said that.
We are in
Safer.
outer Rilis.
Oh.
We're not in the city yet. Just the remains of a once
Rip.
much bigger city that has fallen.
So, you haven't seen these before.
The honey? No.
Okay. Well, let's not touch it. Call it a hypothesis, but
Yeah.
I kind of really want to. I think I've already
Let's-
tested my luck enough today. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not. Wherever it is, it seems like it might be a produce of some other creature that's been calling this place home. And
Okay.
a few creatures find this place and call it home every so often.
Okay. I'll do my best to move carefully here, and I'll take the time now to pop one of my mutagens,
Okay.
celerity again, just to give myself a buff to dexterity.
Okay. As the party begins moving on, Azalea, you look one last time, and because of the new angle through the window frame, you catch a brief glint of red. Looking closer without stepping into danger, you see that one of these little wisp-like creatures is wrapped around this blood pearl. It's the only way you can explain it. Red orb.
I think I'll pause seeing this. And I will. How far away from it am I? Like, how
About 20
can I
feet.
get access to this one? 20 feet?
Yeah, and then thick strings of this honey all throughout. And then farther back into the room is where the thing has died, wrapping itself around this blood pearl. Make a history check for me.
Oh, okay. History.
Story.
A 17.
17. A blood pearl is used by some of the shadier people within the city of Rilis. If you were to break that thing, it would summon a blood elemental that would be your ally for a time.
Interesting. Okay. I think seeing that, you hear under their breath, they kind of mutter a few words in, we can only imagine as Abyssal's deep guttural language, deep guttural voice. I then reach out as I cast telekinesis. I'm just going to pluck
Okay.
it from the room and bring it.
You pluck, and the honey strings kind of stretch, and it gets about 2-3 feet from your hand before it becomes taut.
I'll keep pulling at it.
Okay. Seems to be not locked into place, but it seems to be thoroughly ensnared by these viscous strings. It's so close, 2 to 3 feet away.
I mean, if I can't pull it away, I just let it go.
go ahead and ask. What is that? What are you trying to get the?
Blood pearl. It can be used to summon a blood elemental, and it seems useful, but I'm not going to be putting any more effort into getting that if I can't just pluck it. It seems more like a trap than anything.
Hmm. I don't know what it is about this place that makes me want to throw away every single bit of caution I've ever had. I don't like it. But I've never even heard of a blood elemental before. I'll follow your lead on it.
Okay.
If it was valuable enough to try, but you don't want to push it any further, I'm with you. But maybe I could, I don't know, finagle my way through it.
No, hold on. I'll, again, telekinesis concentration, so I'll just use that again and pull it as close as I can.
Gets that same 2-3 feet away from you. As you have not entered the room, you are looking through one of the windows.
And then I will, I think I'll cast Eldritch Blast at the strands holding the pearl.
Okay. The room kind of clears of its various sinewy webs as all of the strands up into the ceiling or sides or floor, and the blood pearl into your hand, sticky.
I like reach into my bag and pull out like, I imagine like we have like a burlap sack that I use when I'm picking up like artifacts and stuff that I found out in the wild. Just place it, and yeah.
That's one way to do it.
If you can avoid going into rooms off the trail, that's what you should do.
I'll keep that in mind. Don't exactly have that option though, so I may just end up throwing a knife at it.
That still works.
Keeping it 100% with it, yeah. Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Okay.
And I'll keep concentrating on my telekinesis. I can keep it up for 10 minutes, so just in case anything happens.
Cheers. Pop, 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 and pop. Okay. You find a long, winding staircase, as is planned, Azalea. And Pierce, you look up. And you can see a long center of this spiral staircase is open, and you're just looking up into the darkness. And in that moment where you're looking up, you see something dark shift within the shadows. Just almost a Golem style, where it was already there, but you didn't notice it until it moved away.
I'll lower my voice to a hushed whisper and be like, "There's something up there. Be on your guard." And I'll take out my my light crossbow. I'll take one of the bolts and I'll just prick it against my forearm to draw blood. I'll activate my Crimson Rite of Fire.
Is this within the 10 minutes, or would this have surpassed the 10 minutes?
I think this is within 10 minutes.
Okay. I think you just see Azalea kind of flex their hand as they ready their telekinesis, and they continue to move up the stairs, I think taking point.
Step after agonizing, echoey step. Party continues upward. What's your passive perceptions?
Mine is 14.
Mine is 11.
Okay. Azalea, you hear something like bare feet slapping on stone, quickly retreating.
I'll keep an ear out. If it's not going to bother us, I'm not going to bother it.
Upwards. Climbing. That kind of syrupy air suddenly begins wafting down, or upwards, sorry, once again. And as the party would react by covering their mouth again, you're about three staircases, three levels up, when you hear a sound from where you came from, which I'm not able to replicate, but it sounds like plant growth sped up.
Okay.
And looking down, you begin to see little bits of mushrooms. Many, many mushrooms appearing. And kind of almost like in a wave growing towards the party.
Okay, we should move, and I'm
Yes, let's move a
immediately
little bit
starting,
faster.
yeah, to pick up the pace, yeah.
Okay. Party begins quickly moving up the stairway. That bottom floor is now covered in lichen, moss, and mushrooms. Audric, go ahead and post the picture in the Discord for me of the creature that eventually does, right where you were standing, does the exact same thing as you, Pierce, and looks up.
I don't like that at all.
It is a myconid, a mushroomy person. And with him are his thrall. Post both of them, pretty please. The thrall were people and are now myconid thrall, kind of like zombies, but spore-based. And the myconid that looks up at you has a one singular eye-like piece, and a staff in hand, and peers up into the darkness towards the party. Before he tap his staff, and the thrall begin charging the stairs. Let's roll initiative.
Of course.
Dang.
Of course I will.
13.
Da-da-da-da. Oh, that's not bad at all. 22.
Damn. Alright, now let me roll all my stuff.
We're literally playing The Last of Us.
All right, Pierce, you're up first, buddy. As
Okay.
as these thrall bound up the stairs, you can see a wave of these mushrooms growing along behind them.
I will just kind of very startled, and like kind of just disturbed as this wave of fungus is like creeping closer. I'll focus my crossbow real quick on the thing that looks to be causing this effect, and I'll just do my best to deck him in the eye with a bolt real quick.
Shoot your shot.
That's fantastic. 19 plus. I want the specific number. 19 plus 9, so 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Awesome. 6 plus 9 plus 4. Okay, so 9 points of piercing damage and 4 points of fire damage as this bolt just straight down the spiral staircase into what I hope is the eye of this thing. And then if that doesn't stop it from, like, which it won't. Why am I saying that? It won't. I'm just gonna fire another bolt at it.
It does recoil from the shot, and it seems to be attempting to grow more flesh around the fire to put the fire out as the fire begins to spread around its head.
How excellent. I don't like that. I'm shooting it again. That'll be a 12 plus 9, so 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Okay. Same deal. Yeah, that's good. Okay. 9 more points of piercing damage, 3 points of fire damage on that one. And immediately after I just take a couple pot shots, I am zooming as far as I can up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm just like, Atticus, come on! Cameron, let's run!
Cameron has placed himself in front of Lady Kathleen, and Atticus is right behind you. Or will be on his turn. Intends to. The Spore Master is going to pull out this crude looking stone whistle. It's not tonal, it's scrapey in like one of those death whistles. And Pierce, as you're moving up, you hear a startled, muffled cry as these spore-riddled spiders, big ones, begin moving, appearing from other bits and places. One of them ahead of you. The spider is going to move forward, look up at you, and you see it's only got the one mandible, and it tries to stab you with it.
Oh my gosh.
Twice. I've got a 17 and an 18 to hit.
Both those hit.
You take 10 points piercing and 1 point what's the word I'm looking for? Acid. Oh, necrotic.
Okay.
1 point necrotic. Azalea, your turn.
Do I see the spider crawl out ahead of Pierce?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
You certainly hear it when I start screaming.
I'm going to be running up, and as I see this, I'm going to reach out and grab the spider. It needs to make a strength save as I use telekinesis to grab the spider.
4.
Perfect. It is restrained in my telekinetic grip, and I'm going to throw it down the center of the spiral staircase.
Lands on top of the leader.
And I'm just going to keep running.
Both
Just keep moving quick.
Damage. Okay, they both take 18 damage. Pierce, you said you were yelling? You were hollering?
I did, in fact, say that.
You did say that. You did say that. You yell out in alarm. And the thrall all immediately start looking around. Well, it's not my turn. They pull up though, the two thrall that were coming up the stairs at you. Azalea, was that your turn?
As an action, so I guess if I have a, let's see if I do anything with
Bonus action and movement speed.
I'll use my movement speed to just keep running up. Bonus action, I will. How far away is the main guy, the spore?
He's down about 20 feet.
20 feet. I'm gonna reach out and use Awakened Mind and make a telepathic bond with this creature. Make a telepathic bond. I'll reach out.
Okay.
Connect with them.
What you got cooking?
Things I wasn't prepared for. Put that on the bingo chat. On the bingo sheet. Okay.
As part of that, they have to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 17.
That's a 1.
Perfect. So they have disadvantage on all attacks against me, and I have advantage on all attacks against them. As I read every movement and plan they have in their head.
That's beautiful.
That will be my turn.
Okay. The mind is alien to you. Decay is an extant form of life and all that. You get the vibe that it sees you as yet to be used building blocks. You are a resource. But it does seem frightened of the noise. The loud noise.
I think on the tail end of my movement, when I kind of register that, you hear noticeably my footfalls being harder and louder against a stone staircase, trying to make noise.
Okay. The first thrall is like wincing from the noise. The other one is going to push through its fear, charge up after you, and meets Cameron. Is introduced to Cameron.
Not my homie Cameron. He's the most essential one of us.
He's super essential. That's a crit. Runs up and bites him. As he tries to put his battle axe in the way. Big teeth, that big broken teeth, chomp down and try to tear out a chunk of him. He takes 10 necrotic damage and needs to make a con save that he fails. Cameron's gonna start his turn. He's gonna go into a rage and go, no, go, off, and just start. He's got like the head of the axe, and he's just chopping into the guy.
Bad dog.
That's gonna hit. He deals 11 damage, and the thrall loses an arm before hitting the ground and scrabbling. Instead of blood, this kind of gray, toothpaste-esque, viscous rot seeps out of him.
Ugh.
Top of the round with Pierce. Lady Kathleen moves uses their whole action to haul ass over to Pierce.
I will use my movement to get as far up again as I can, up the stairs. And looking back down at this leader shroom, that's what I'm calling him now. I'm going to use my bonus action to. This thing probably wouldn't have blood, would it?
It is a plant.
Rats in a burlap sack. In that case, I'll use my bonus action to coat my weapon in just a quick vial of poison, just to test the waters, see if that does anything. And then I will take a pot shot at it. The first one will have the poison on it.
Okay.
17 to hit?
17 hits.
Okay. This will be...
Na-na-na.
5 points of piercing damage, 2 points of fire damage, and then I'll need it to make a Constitution saving throw.
19 plus 2, 21.
Okay, so it passes. So it doesn't take any of the poison damage, and I don't even know if that would work. Very frantically, Pierce is just gonna like reload another bolt, take another shot, and just try to like encourage everybody to get up the stairs as quickly as they can. 16 plus 9, 25.
25 hits.
Cool. That'll be 6 points of piercing damage, 3 points of fire damage.
All right. The creature below is going to reach into itself and pull out this large ball of something. I need everyone to make a dex save
Oh gosh.
as these nasty looking black and red spores conically spew up into the area.
Dirty 20?
Whew. Oh, you're muted, buddy.
Oh,
Sorry, I rolled a 4, but I got given inspiration, so I'll burn that inspiration. See if I do better this time. Nope, I rolled exactly the same thing.
no.
As the gods intended.
The dice gods disagree with you, Taff. Well, the second the first one touches you, it's spicy. Don't like, and it doesn't detonate, but it accurately goes off, chain linking all the other ones to go off. And that's what everyone kind of needs to like to dodge from. Let me roll for the squad. Okay. Atticus match fails.
Oh.
You and match both take 20 points even of necrotic damage.
I'm resistant to necrotic, so I take 10.
Nice. Match is not. And while it looks super dope on you, the black that is oozing from his eye socket does not look cool. Does not look good. And Cameron is also, looks like he might be in a tough spot. And all of that from just a little... It's not a loud explosion. Someone from... Oh, no. Apologies. Azalea, your turn.
I'm gonna again use telekinesis to grab the thrall that was on Cameron and throw them down the middle of the spiraling staircase as well.
Okay. Is there a
And give me a
save?
strength saving throw.
Okay.
Strength saving throw, yeah.
8.
Yep. I grab it, throw it down the center of the spiraling staircase.
It very
Let's keep
much
going.
dies
Come on, let's keep moving.
upon impact. Party keeps moving. Atticus is sorry, is that your turn, Azalea?
Yes. That'll be my turn. So.
Atticus is going to light a torch and toss it over his shoulder down the hole. First sound you've heard from this whole thing. And as the party flees up the stairs, the remaining thrall backs away. And soon, upon flying up many more stairs, looking down, they seem to have never have been there at all. You see no creatures, you see no spores, you see no mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
All is quiet once again.
I wanted to report that. Let's find a new route down now, since that one's clearly been compromised quite a bit more than is standard.
Is everybody okay?
I could be better.
Yeah, you look like it. I don't
That said, woo. Yeah, I could use some help.
Cameron is hallucinating. And you can see it in the way that he is that Lady Kathleen has to like hold on to him from walking off the side of the of the stairs. And she almost gets pulled, but then she pulls him back and he looks up.
Yo, Cameron. Right here. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
how many fingers am I holding up?
Definitely.
Okay, all right.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna reach
That's what
in my
I'm saying.
pack.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
I'll take out like a piece of rope and just kind of tie it around his waist
Okay.
and kind of like, not to like demean him, but just to make sure he doesn't go wandering off any more
it's
cliffs.
for
Yeah.
safety.
And just it's like, all right, come on, but we're gonna take a little walk.
You
Take a walk.
as you're tying it around his waist, he's just like, man, I just think you guys are so fucking cool. You guys are so
That's nice.
fucking cool.
That's nice, but we think you're cool too, man.
Oh man, thanks. Except that one guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
he doesn't. It takes a lot to impress him,
He's
from what I
pretty
understand.
Cool, though. He's pretty cool.
I mean, he's cool.
he's got cool stuff. I wish I could do magic like you guys. That'd be neat. That'd
And
be
I'm
really
walking
fun.
and talking, and I'm like, Cameron, listen.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
why?
stuff
What's up,
that
man?
people.
You're here too?
Yeah. I think this is the first time Pierce is like actually taking the time to like talk about any kind of emotions he's had since all this went down. And he's doing it to someone who can't even like fully like
Sometimes it's like that.
but he goes, Cameron, there's a lot people underestimate about people like you and me, all right? We may not have magic, we may not have all these fancy like ways to solve problems. No offense, Azalea, you've been tremendously helpful. I'm not saying you haven't.
Zeta hasn't not been paying attention. So when you say that, they go, "What?
It's nothing.
Okay, mind your step." Keep
Thing,
leading the way.
yeah, and I'll just like lean back to Cameron's like, the thing about us is we got to figure out our problems by ourselves. We don't get to take shortcuts. We don't get to have these easy ways out. We dig, we scrape, we claw, and we get it done. So, you've got some worth too. Don't let anybody tell you different. And I know fully he will not remember that, and I will just keep walking.
2.
And I'll just keep walking.
You go to turn to walk, and then you catch out of the corner of your eye the bite on his arm. Homie is kind of got that kind of olive green white skin tone. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of yeah. It looks like it's bleaching to like a shock white a little bit. And this is something I think you would notice as we go, as we continue onwards.
Like spreading up his arm from where the bite happened.
Make a medicine check.
$15.
15. Slowly. But yeah, it does seem to be spreading.
Okay. I'm gonna take some of the length of the rope off of my arm. Take my dagger out, cut it. And as we're walking, I'm just gonna like, give me your arm, bud. And yeah, just give me your arm. And I'll like take the same arm and like where his bicep is. And no, I hear you. Okay, whatever. Yeah, just shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna try and like tourniquet that arm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a little bit. And once I'm done, I'm gonna turn back, keep walking. Azalea?
Yeah?
Help me keep an eye on him. There's something up with that bite.
Okay. Let's move quickly. There might be someone up in Rilis that can help.
Okay.
Not much we can do down here, though.
Let me know if you start feeling any worse, bud.
I feel great, man. I feel.
Yeah, let me know if that changes.
I feel real good. Like best I've felt since coming here.
I'm so happy. Atticus, what about you?
I'm sapient. I'm sentient. I'm good. I'm all right.
Okay, no bites.
No bites. Just got my head knocked a little hard.
Lady Kathleen?
I am well. Cameron took the blow that was meant for me.
Pierce just kind of lets out a breath. Seems like he's got like a better understanding of the situation now. And he's gonna try and keep thinking of ways to stop whatever this could be. He feels an impending doom of something, and he wants to solve the problem.
Onwards and upwards. What time is it? It's a little early for break, but let's go to break. This feels like a good spot.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, chat.
Wait.
Okay. We back. Onward and upward. Azalea, we're getting close. We're getting close to where you know to be hopefully a safe house. How do you want to approach? There's 2 ways you could approach it. You could approach it from underneath the safe house, like a floor under, and kind of go up this chute to a trapdoor, or you could descend from a level above it through another chute.
Do I know which one would be less physically challenging?
Probably the one where
me.
you would descend.
Descend. I think I'll go up that route then.
Okay. Hidden ways as you weave through the darkness. At one point, there's a loud clatter somewhere off in the distance that echoes to you. and you step into a room, and you see the usual chest, and or not chest. That's too enticing. It would be more of a bit of rubble that you would move aside, and you can see a nondescript trap door in the floor. You know it's trapped, but you also know the safe word. What is the safe word, Drakoniques?
Oh, I don't think it's a
phrase?
safe word. I think it's, if anything, I think it's you trace some almost nondescript grooves in the wood. It looks like almost a natural grain of the door, and you trace those, and you hold your breath for 5 seconds.
Okay. The magic slowly alleviating for a time. You've got like a minute or two before it comes back into place.
I'll lift up the trapdoor. Come on, should be... Well, actually, before I do that, I'll lift up the trapdoor and take a look inside.
You see down into the room, maybe 10 feet down. You don't see any lights. You don't see any movement. You do see the rug that's usually there, hiding the other trapdoor.
Let me check real quick, and then I will climb down into it and look around.
Make your way down, shimmying. All clear. You've got a couple of hammocks kind of lifted off the floor. There's no doors or windows in and out of this room. You've got a lockbox full of rations and healing supplies and the like, and a alchemist table in one corner, and most importantly, a mirror that you would be able to use to communicate with other members of the Held Breath.
I'll pull up. It's safe. You can come down. You cook about it. You only have about a minute.
I will kind of leap down, and I'll ask Atticus and Lady Catherine to lower Cameron as carefully as they possibly can, because he's clearly in no shape to like fully. I'm gonna regret
It's more of like,
this.
I
know
don't wanna.
Well, you've gotta.
Yeah, you gotta. I'll try and catch him with my -1 strength.
Whether you catch him, whether he kind of lands on you and you take the blow, there's not much you can do. Let's get an athletics check to see if you can.
That's the noise that you hear.
Make it again. Make it again. Oh no.
As I said, natural 1.
Okay. You and the barbarian Cameron take 4 points of falling damage.
Fitting. I'll take it.
Lady Kathleen returns, and then
Please get off me.
oh, hey, you're here.
Yeah, get up. Get up. I can't breathe.
He's not moving. Eventually,
Ow. And I just lay there for like another second before I get up.
Lady Kathleen gently arrives regally, and Atticus also has himself a bit of a. He's sitting there trying to get the trapdoor closed. Azalea,
I'll help him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the moment I see him trying to close it, I'll be like, just leave it. I'll close it. Just get down.
You close it just in time, so the feeble mind spell does not go off. and you are safe. You are, to all intents and purposes, in a spot where you can catch your breath.
We'll rest up. Should be enough hammocks for mostly everyone. You might have to sleep on the floor if there isn't.
That's fine with me. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
And Pierce would probably just go off and try and find a corner to set up an area where he's just taking out several different alchemist supplies, and starts working on like a new batch of poisons to replenish the ones he used.
Your eyes fall upon the alchemy table in the corner.
I immediately go over there.
Yeah, you step over and it's not a one-to-one on the science you were taught, but there's a lot of useful things you could potentially work towards or accomplish here.
It's the first time I've felt comfortable.
Atticus also has
I'll
to pull over a
welcome him
stool
over
and
there, yeah.
stand on it and then look over your shoulder.
I'll just start working, and occasionally I'll ask, "Can you hand me that?" And Atticus,
Yeah.
if he wouldn't mind, just kind of fall into a silent rhythm between the two of us.
Yeah. Any particular thing you're trying to accomplish? Any pots, potions, essences, and the like?
I think for the first part
Poisons, maybe.
of our rest would be refilling my vials of poisons, refilling my mutadrins, and then I would like to take out the vial of the mushroom water
Okay.
air that I got, and as carefully as I could, I'd like to start inspecting it to see if I could come up with some sort of repellent or fungicide to fight what I'm assuming is an infection within Cameron.
Okay. You begin working on that. Are you proficient with an alchemy kit?
Yes.
Then go ahead and make a tools check. And I'll give you advantage because you got Atticus with you.
Sick. My homie, Atticus. Okay, that is an 18 plus my intelligence and my proficiency, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that'll be 18 plus 4 plus 4. So 26, I believe.
Yeah, well done. The two of you with your heads together think you might have a solution. This is going to take a while before you finish this first, so let's go to the rest
I
of the
figured it
party.
would.
Lady Kathleen is resting and studying the rug. Cameron is doing his thing. Azalea, you would be able to check in with this mirror with the held breath. Is that something you want to do, or do you want to wait?
Is this, or is it like a large standing mirror? Is it a hand mirror? What?
It is a
Okay.
hand mirror.
I think I would check in. Then I'll take the hand mirror and go to like a corner, and check in on the held breath and update them.
Okay. You hold up the mirror and you watch your reflection after a certain amount of time. Once you activate it and once you activate it and you wait a little while, your own reflection slightly changes. It is still your reflection, but it's someone else's facial like tics looking back at you. And after swapping passwords, it returns to your facial expression for a second, and then a much more older, dour facial expression comes over your reflection. Azalea.
Hello. Do I know who this is?
This is likely one of the higher ups of your faction. Let's go with sorry. Isaac.
Senior Isaac, just wanted to give you an update on the mission I was sent out on. Unfortunately, the lead I was on led to a dead end. The tablet wasn't directly connected to anything before Moen Oed or anything connected to the Spectre, but it did lead me to an abandoned village, which you can only imagine why it's been abandoned. But the important and worrying thing is that we had some other worlders up here, and not just a few, not just a handful, thousands.
Thousands?
From what I understand, there was a whole army appeared.
By the forgotten gods.
That kind of movement, if it was able to ping me off very clearly, would have pinged off the Spectre, and it did. They arrived and massacred almost everyone. I was able to save some. They're with me now, but it was not much.
You must be careful to not bring attention to yourself. Though I commend you on your heart. You did
They're
well, but do not let us become discovered. For the sake of strangers.
I don't think I'll see. I made sure of that.
Where are you now?
We're in the safe house, just maybe a third up from Plea. I do also want to report that there's been some kind of new creature I haven't come across, a mushroom or spore-like beast. It's compromised the usual route we take up and down, so we may need to send scouts to find a new route.
Check in a few hours. I will have our cartographers attempt to make you a new route.
Thank you.
Of course. Azalea. Be safe. Be careful.
I will. Thank you.
The warlords seem happy. It's unnerving. Something's got them pleased. Not sure what to make of it yet. Our spies have not gotten back to us yet.
I imagine it might be connected to the massacre the Spectre enjoyed about days ago.
The warlords fear the Spectre. Why would they be pleased? Surely they do not share, well, there's more. I don't know what it is yet. But we'll find out. Step lightly.
Thank you. I will.
Your reflection returns to yourself.
And I'll set the mirror back where I found it for future members of the Held Breath to find and use.
That's a fun trick.
I'll turn.
Lady Kathleen is in one of the hammocks, has kind of bundled themselves, and she's watching you.
It's the way we can communicate with each other. Not everyone here is magically inclined, so you can't always just cast a spell to speak to people far off.
Of course. Of course. I don't trust mirrors, generally. They tend to lie. In my experience.
Interesting that mirrors tend to lie. They seem to reflect exactly what is being seen. At least here. Maybe it's different in your world.
It's what we see in the reflection that tends to be what we warp. It's not so much the mirror's fault, I guess. We tend to take benign things we folk and find a way to twist them. Such is the way of people, I'm afraid.
We have a moment to breathe. So I wanted to ask, how are you doing?
Terrible, of course. So many dead, and my late husband. You know what they never teach you to think about, You're never ready for the guilt you feel at the relief of a burden being taken from you.
Azalea will take a seat, kind of in front, on the ground in front of Lady Kathleen, kind of legs crossed, looking up at her. Was it that bad?
Not for me. I was special because I was powerful. And our marriage was opportune for many business reasons and the like. But he was not good. And I can't help but feel guilty because I feel relief that he's gone. I shouldn't feel that. I shouldn't be relieved that my husband had his nervous system ripped out of his mouth.
Well,
That's
no.
not normal.
But I do think you might be conflating things.
How so?
The fact that you're worried about this in the first place, to me, feels like you're not relieved that your husband has had their nervous system removed. You're relieved that they're not your problem anymore. I'm sure they felt the same relief if there was a much more amicable way of relieving you of this burden. If you were happy that specifically he died, you wouldn't be worrying about how it made you look or feel. You would just relish it. But clearly, you have mixed feelings about this, and that's normal.
That rings true. I think you are wise, Azalea. Thank you.
No problem. Are you hungry? I'm gonna see if we can put something together. Don't be much.
Famished, to be honest with you.
Okay. I will go to the alchemy table, which kind of excuse me, and I think reach underneath it, probably like a cupboard or something, and just put out like a basic camping kit, and start cooking something to eat, using some rations and whatever's been stored, any like dry produce stored here as well.
Absolutely. Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'll just kind of hold up the vial or pod or whatever we have here. Yeah. Cameron.
Oh, hey.
Hey, bud, you want to come here for a second?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. And I'll get up from the alchemy table. I trudge over to him. And I will take this salve or potion. I really don't know what I've made here.
What'd you get on your roll again? Remind me.
It was an 18 plus 4
26.
plus 4, so 26. Thank you.
Nice. Good memory.
Good memory trumps bad memory once again.
I would say
That's why
that
I
this
need
is.
the observant feat, so you have to keep track of that, and I don't.
I think this is something he's got to breathe.
Okay. In that case, I will
Kind of like a
just take.
like a rag soaked in this solution that he needs to just keep over his face for a while.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, I'll take a random cloth that I can find, kind of shake the dust off of it. So this isn't actually going to be the most.
Right here.
Sorry about that. Sorry. And I'll pat his back a couple times. Shake it out and kind of dump the rag on it, and I'll kind of just tie it around his mouth like a bandana.
He's gonna grab your arm.
You're ow.
Oh,
Cameron. Hey, buddy. This is just some medicine to help you, okay? Not gonna hurt you.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Valid?
Just looks at your.
I wouldn't trust it neither.
You can see that it's spread down to his wrist now, and the two kind of wrist bones look like they're jutting out a bit under the flesh.
Ugh. How we feel about an 8?
I don't like it. It smells bad. Not into it. Not about
Here.
it. I'm good. I'm fine.
And I will
We're good. We're good.
kind of breathe it in, breathe it out. I'll just kind of I'll do it like when a mom wants to tell her or convince her kid that a food is good. It's like,
Look,
I'm fine. Tastes like it tastes like mushrooms, actually. Nice stewed, sautéed mushroom. You remember mushrooms, right? Why don't you give it a try? Give it a try, and then I'll just slowly. No, and I'll stop him from like eating it. And I'll go, it's not something. It's not. Yeah, it's not something you eat. It's something you breathe in.
Yeah.
It's like when you're enjoying like a nice fresh stew. And... Yep. There you go.
All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Keep that up. Yeah. I stand up and I'm like, oh my god.
I think that was well done.
Thanks.
Good job.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
If you have a second,
gonna-
actually, if I could take a few samples from you, I would love to make use of that table and just learn a little bit about how you work.
Oh, well, I mean, we can try. There's kind of an exact science that tried doing some stuff for other people.
Just
That's
slowly
about as
lifts
far
up
as
a
I've actually
syringe.
gotten. How about you? How about you? I'm glad you asked, and I'll
Of course.
grant you this courtesy, but just, be careful. And I'll hold out my left arm.
Moves the stool over, steps up, and starts going to work.
I'll walk back over to the alchemy table and I'll pull out one of the vials. I'll go, but if you're really curious, and I'll place it in front of him and I'll go, this is how it works.
Oh. The party spends some time down here. They do get a long rest as the party gets some sleep. With Azalea able to keep a watch out as they don't need too much sleep, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And Lady Kathleen taking the brunt of not the brunt, but the time where you wouldn't. She's done the least, so she insists upon taking the additional watch. Let's say she takes the last watch. Everyone's snoozing, just finishing up their long rest. The end of last watch. Everyone up, everyone wake up, everybody. Cameron.
Azalea's eyes.
Bing! Guys, where the fuck are we? Where's Max? Alright, we're good. What are we doing? What's going on?
I'll kind of like groggily reach over to Cameron, just like not even asking. I'll just kind of grab his arm and look at it.
Looks better.
Okay. And I'll just slap the bite mark.
Ah!
Okay.
Listen,
All right.
shithead. What did I
That's
do
a
to
problem.
you?
You didn't do anything. That's a problem solved. Just, all right, what's up?
Ow.
What's going on?
Azalea's up on their feet already.
Lady Kathleen goes, listen. On the trapdoor at your feet. Also, Valve, you have inspo from chat.
Oh, thank you.
I'll place my ear against the trapdoor to see if I can hear anything else.
Make a perception check.
Take my dagger out just to have it close.
You
an
can
11.
attune to that moonstone reappear, by the way.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Takes a long rest.
An 11.
Yes, I think it was through here. No, I don't. It's gonna be fine. They're people. It's gonna be okay. Maybe they have food.
Let's see what I can do here. The trapdoor, there's no way to like look through it, right? It's just solid.
In this case, no.
Okay. And it's very clear that they don't know this. They don't know the.
Very clear they don't know the password, no. Or the trick.
And I guess other question B, if just normal citizens were moving up between Rilis and Plea, how would they go about it?
They wouldn't.
They just wouldn't. Okay.
They wouldn't. Not without a strong force of humph. Not without some serious power to traverse this dangerous region.
Some chutzpah.
Yeah, some moxie.
We need to head out.
Eventually, a very, very, very gentle.
Okay, so there's a straight up knocking. I think once I hear them knocking, I'm like, okay, they're not trying to be sneaky about this. So I'll say, who goes there?
There is someone there. There is.
Hello. Please help us.
I said, who goes there?
My name is Johnson. With me is Colleen and Tobias. We've
Step back away from the trapdoor. Do I hear any footfalls?
No.
I said step back from the trapdoor.
Oh, I thought you said I stepped back from the trapdoor.
Oh, no. I asked them to step back, yeah.
You hear,
Sorry.
you do hear some shh, backs up. You hear very faint through the door. They're trying to be very quiet.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to everyone else and go, just stay in here for now. I want to speak to them.
Got something to
And-
hide, says Cam.
I don't trust who's out there.
Then should
trying
I
to-
come with you?
I think it'd be best if they think I'm the only one right now.
Looks to Lady Kathleen. Lady Kathleen goes, "It's sound."
And I will... It's from the inside. I would know this, but from the inside, I don't need to do any password stuff to leave, right?
No.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I will open the trapdoor and climb down and close it behind me.
You open the trapdoor. Looking down, you can see into the room below about 10 feet. And there's one set of eyes peering up at you fearfully. This person does not look well. This person looks like they've been down here for a very long time. They are torn and bloodied in various encounters that like dried blood. You know what I mean? They haven't even been able to wash themselves up. But to your surprise, wizardly robes. Torn.
I'll climb down and close the door behind me.
You see the other two, also wizards. Hello. We
What's
are
happened?
desperate.
What are you doing down here?
We got lost. We were trying to. It doesn't matter. We've been down here for weeks. We don't have any water. Make a insight check.
Okay.
They all appear to have. Sorry. Go ahead.
Not great. I rolled a 6.
Okay. These people look like they're on death's door. Due to starvation and thirst. There's something about them though, and their emaciated, almost golem-y looking appearance that looks familiar. Likely the thrall you fought earlier might have been their friends.
Okay. You said it doesn't matter, but I do want an answer. Why have you been here? What was your purpose of venturing here in the first place?
We are trying to... I'm gonna tell him. It doesn't fucking matter at this point. We're not gonna graduate anyway. We're part of a secret group of wizards. We're trying to become members of this secret group, and one of the rituals, or one of the ways to get into this place, is to go out into outer Rilis. Oh, he's going. And one of the other ones catches him and casts Spare the Dying on him. She looks up. All we've had is cantrips. We haven't been able to get a sleep in weeks. These myconids have been hunting us, and all we have is this. And she holds out a ever-flowing canteen of what looks to be whiskey. And so you realize that they have only been drinking whiskey for weeks.
Yeah.
So they're beyond dehydrated. They're beyond hungover. If you know anything about that kind of situation, it gets real bad after a while. This is where they're at. It's real bad.
Yeah.
They're talking real quietly, not because they're scared, because it hurts.
I think
Well, they're scared too, but
Azalea's still pretty stoic, even as he watches this one of the wizards almost stumble and fall, and they go, "More details. What is this organization?"
who, if I may ask, where do your alliances lie?
Depending on what you say next, and if you answer my questions with you.
We have to risk it. Okay. We're trying to overthrow the warlords in the city of Rilis. At least the faction is, and we're trying to join in with them. We're known as... they're known as the Glass Eye.
Have I heard of this?
No, which is a surprise. Which means they've done a really good job at keeping themselves secret. Or they're not very important. It's one of the, either they haven't actually made any waves yet, or they've been really good at keeping tracks. Both are worrisome. One, if they're that powerful and that good at staying obscure, then those are some powerful motherfuckers. Or this is the start of something fresh and new, and likely will get them all killed. And you would know, because you have access to an actual secret society, that overthrowing a warlord never works out. Never works out. The warlord is simply replaced by the sovereign.
How long has this been around?
I don't know. But we've shown some promise, and they got in contact with us.
Azalea will look them up and down for a moment before reaching for their side and pulling a water skin from there and handing over.
They look with wide eyes.
Drink up.
They immediately start passing it around, and the one who was kind of fainted, maybe the leader, his eyes kind of flutter back open. Oh, praise be. Thank you so much.
Yes. And I'm gonna trace again. Actually, before I do that, what I will do
Welcome
instead.
Thank you for the raid, friends.
Oh, hi! Thank you for the raid. I will knock on the door and say, "Open up. It seems safe."
Party looks. The party members look at Pierce.
I'll open it up because I said I would follow his lead and trust him.
You open it up, and soon, are you ushering them back in, Azalea?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Soon
ushering them in.
everyone is returned to safety, and you are told a harrowing tale from these three of getting lost in this abandoned megacity that you find yourself roaming through, and then slowly being hunted by these myconids, and 2 or 3 of which were bitten and succumbed to the lycanthropic transition. They're terrified. They're terrified. They were convinced they were dead. The one with the kind of the deeper voice is not 100% sure that he's not hallucinating.
If I hear them mentioning bites, can I just real quick do a once over and see if I see any bites on them.
Make them, yeah. You do it once over. They're more than happy to show you that they have not been bitten, but the other two were.
Okay. Good to know.
There was a third that got bitten, and when everyone got away and he started to turn, they had to put him down.
You're all free to
turn to
rest
Cameron.
him.
Sorry.
Okay, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna, real quick. I was just gonna turn to Cameron, point at him. You're welcome. Turn back and let them continue.
Oh, right. This explains a lot.
You're all welcome to stay here for another day, but then you're going to be heading up back to Rilis with us.
That would be amazing.
I turn to the rest of my group and just go, just to keep an eye on them, we're going to be down here for a day longer. Is that okay with all of you?
That's fun. Gives me time to work on stuff.
Atticus also looks lovingly at the alchemist table. Cameron kind of nods, look at Lady Kathleen. Lady Kathleen, another day? Is that wise?
I think it's best, especially if we're going to be leading these three up to Rilis. It's best if they rest instead of being a hindrance and tired and, for I can tell, drunk on the way.
I will trust your judgment. You saying you got liquor? And they're like, we will never drink again. And he hands you this ever-flowing flask of whiskey. And he goes, hands
Got a
it,
day. Enjoy
pass it
yourself.
around. Yeah.
When he passes it to me, I'll take out a couple of my vials, fill them up, continue passing it. I won't take any drink out of it.
I will also take, I won't take a drink, but I will fill up like a small flask and like hang it by my side.
Lady
I'll
Kathleen
see
says,
that. I'll be like,
Cameron, don't be getting belligerent now. Don't be drinking too much. And he goes, no, of course not. I'm on the clock.
I'll go as far as to offer a couple empty vials that I have in my pack to Drax, seeing that he had the same idea that I did.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'll fill those extra vials as well. And I think as everyone's going about their, I guess, day in this windowless,
Yeah, paint me a
doorless
picture. What's this day look like?
I think pretty early on, once I know like these wizards are either resting or eating or busying themselves,
Slowly
I
bringing
think-
themselves back from the brink of death.
I will take the hand mirror and I think I will leave the room. I'll go out the trapdoor
Okay.
and call the held breath again.
As you leave, Pierce,
Yes.
Cameron's clearly keeping his opinion to himself, but he doesn't like that Azalea took the mirror and walked out for a private conversation with whom he assumes is where they're headed. And you note he just kind of stews for a bit before eventually going and sitting next to Lady Kathleen. And after a solid 20 minutes or so of casual conversation, you check over your shoulder on them again, and you see him kind of leaning in for a whispered conversation.
Would I be able to pick up any sparse words from
Roll
where
a
I'm at?
perception check at disadvantage because Atticus is right in your ear.
And then we carry the third, and then we use this mutagen over here, and then we do a little bit of sizzle. I love how it
Just
sizzles.
absent-mindedly just going, yeah, that doesn't get much worse. That's a natural one.
Oh yeah, no, you got nothing. It is all Atticus.
Yeah. Very much like a mother whose attention is like between two kids. It's like, yeah, I'll put a pin in that, just recognizing that I saw that. But I will return my attention to Atticus.
Oh, our wonderful mod is right. You do have inspo.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I'm gonna use that now.
You don't have to.
I want to.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Oh wait, no, that was a disadvantage. That wouldn't have even made any difference
Yeah, would have just
because I
cancelled it
rolled a
out.
natural
Oh
one.
yeah. Okay.
I'd say
Alright.
that's inspiration then. Yeah.
I'm gonna save that if it's okay with you,
Yeah, absolutely.
Senor DM. Just forget I said anything.
Okay. You are brought back to the conversation with Atticus, full-fledged at the term mutating, and you tune back into the conversation just for him to say, and then he died, but I think I understand how I could have saved him.
Who?
Put a pause on that real
Sorry,
quick. Over to Azalea.
Yes, I think outside the trapdoor, I would have gone down the one that goes like the
Okay.
trapdoor in the floor. Would have gone
Find
down
yourself
that
in an
one.
old abandoned living room of some kind.
And I think I'll move a little bit away from the trapdoor as well, like to the corner of this living room, and again hold the mirror up to reach out and call the held breath.
Okay. Your reflection is still your reflection, but the facial expressions change and the voice is different. And so soon you do respond to the carried out query of code, and the passwords are exchanged before a different person. This lady is known as Avelia. Sorry, you're Azalea. I shouldn't do that. Avarice. The name she uses is Avarice, and it's not, you don't know her real name, but it goes by Avarice.
Is she also higher up or just a fellow agent?
Not as high up as Isaac, but definitely capable, and is very much one of the in-betweens between people on the ground and people in charge, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Azalea, it has been too long.
Madam Avarice, yes, it has.
Always good to see your face.
I'd say it's good to see yours, but I'm looking at mine.
Of course.
I was just calling to give a further update. I'd spoken to Senior Isaac
I've heard.
a while ago, but
Thousands dead.
yes, the quantity of other worlders appearing has vastly jumped. I think most we were getting just days prior was maybe 5 or 6, but now thousands. I don't know what it means, but definitely something we should keep an eye on.
Of
But
course. We will.
That's not the reason
Sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
That's not the reason I called.
Oh?
It's been another update. I've run into some people claiming to be hopefuls for an organization called the Glass Eye. Have you heard of this?
That does ring a bell, actually. Stand by. And you hear a couple of muted conversations. And then, we've got someone looking it up now in our stores. You should know while we wait. We have sent out a few querying senses. And we are currently looking about for other survivors.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you. I assume you've also been informed that the usual route up the city, the Undercity, has been compromised?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, when I get up, I'll be able to conjure an image of the creature we saw, so we can have that documented.
Very good. Ah, here we go. The Glass Eye. Looks like it is a trap of some kind. The warlords and the sovereign have many, as you know, little traps here and there, trying to trick people who might be able to become more powerful into, says here, walking their dumbasses into the outer Rilis.
Yes, we found a few of those dumbasses here.
Oh. And do they have potential?
Hard to say at the moment. What I will say is that they're all wizards. It doesn't seem like they had anyone else within their party. They've been trapped there for maybe weeks, and have lost two, or three rather, three others.
And she says in a very just like very business-like tone. And was there any cannibalism involved?
That's I don't know if it would count as cannibalism, but three of them were bitten by these Markand creatures again, the ones who've infiltrated and compromised the usual route, and they were turned into Myconid-like creatures and thralls who tried to eat them or bite them. So I suppose we count that as cannibalism.
I would not count that as cannibalism. One of the things we look out for, and this was one thing we were very interested in seeing for you, was the true self. The person that emerges when in a tight spot, threatened in some way, shape, or form. These individuals, to your story, were threatened with starvation, but did not resort to cannibalism. They may actually have some potential. Keep an eye on them. Let me know.
I will. And I will say this is just a story they told me, so for all I know.
Dig a little deeper for me.
Okay. I'll be sure to. But we're going to be heading up a bit later. We're staying here for the night, once again, to give them time to rest. The last thing we need right now is 3 drunk. I did mention that they survived on an ever-flowing flask of whiskey.
Oh, poor things.
Yeah, so the last thing I need is 3 drunk wizards holding us back. So we're going to stay down here for a bit longer, give them time to rest, sleep off the hangover, and then we'll be moving up the Undercity again.
Good thinking. As an aside, I wouldn't say this is an order, just a simple query that I myself have. This Lady Kathleen that is in your party.
Yes.
You mentioned in the other report. How much authority does she have? What is her standing within the political realm she comes from? Find out for me. I'll reward you.
I'll do what I can and inform you of everything I learn. From what I can tell, the leader of that army was her husband, so fairly high standing, enough of a standing to command an army.
Interesting.
And enough of a standing for said army to lose their lives. Some soldiers were doing what they can to protect her, even in that massacre occurring. So at the very least, she's liked.
Thank you, dear. We will have your route in about an hour. Tune in then.
Thank you. And I'll end the call.
You end the call. You look up. The furniture has all slightly moved. Back over to you, Andy. They're all the bits of like
What the
rotted
fuck?
chairs and shit are just a little closer, just a touch. Pierce. Yes, I was hired to make a few interesting scientific discoveries, and while I did make those scientific discoveries, there were a couple of unfortunate incidents that had to be revived. They lived, and they also signed up for it. It was all very willing.
But they were temporarily dead as well.
They were temporarily not human. And I think I figured out how to retain the humanity in the mutations, but I was quickly defunded and was politely asked to leave.
Atticus? And Pierce will take out a notebook from his pack. Say more right now.
Oh, excellent! And he starts talking your ear off about things that are outside of what you have learned What you have learned is the tried and true stuff of your faction, of the blood hunters. Blood hunters?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right word? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got their science down to math, and they haven't really been dipping outside of those realms. They've really figured out what they're good at and really honed that and perfected that. That's why you feel so safe about what you've got going on. You're now being introduced to some fringe shit. You've met a mad
giving me very
scientist.
much the same vibe as like when Pierce was first starting to like experiment with this sort of stuff, and like he didn't understand it, which is the reason his eye is weird and why his hair is weird and why like sometimes the mutations like creep people out a lot, and like this is vintage quote unquote Pierce vibes.
Okay.
And
The childlike wonder.
he's starting to see some like, with what he's hearing, there's a lot of value in it because now he is alone. Like he's looking for tools and a leg up anywhere he can find it. And this seems to be to him, it seems to be a good path to start following.
Well, most of my works these days are on the mechanical side of things, but I spent many years in the scientific and the alchemical, and there's all sorts of fun things that people don't feel good about dipping into usually, or they need to make it clear to their tax-paying subjects that they would never, and stuff like that. But there was some weird shit that I discovered, and I think I figured out a few things after the fact that, I was wondering what I could have done better and the better life I could have had. And then, of course, I met different nobility and I moved into different circles, as I've done many different times in my life. Why, do you ask? You seem keen.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's any secret. I'm a scientist and of a sort, and this, and I'll like point to the vial that I kind of set on the table earlier. This is my weapon. I mean, I have this, and I'll point to like the crossbow and like the dagger, the rapier, and I'm like, but when I'm in a corner, this is all I have. I don't have magic like the other guys do.
The mind is the sharpest edge.
Right. And so I don't, and there's like a pregnant pause there. I don't have much anymore.
Oh.
And if I'm gonna get home, I need everything at my disposal. And I think that's the first time Pierce has like actually said the words home. And he's specifically been avoiding saying it in front of Azalea because Azalea has been very clear there's no shot he's getting home. But Pierce is stubborn. And if he has to destroy himself to figure out a way out of this, that's looking like a possible path for him.
Well.
Starts looking at the alchemist table.
It's dangerous. I hope that's been communicated. I'm not exactly in the most perfect of scenarios to be applying some of this work, but
Well, we don't have to do anything at a table like this. Let's get to this Rilis place.
that's my thoughts
Let's
exactly.
Figure out a setup, get some stuff we need, and start brainstorming.
Yes, and in a safe spot where we can have a controlled scenario around ourselves and as optimal and predictable as possible. Yes, I think this would be
Absolutely. Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Thank you. You've constantly, Pierce, been looking after me when just keep. I've seen it. There's you're of the whenever I'm a little bit in the back of the group, you specifically do keep turning and looking back to make sure I'm there, and I've noticed, and I wanted to say thank you.
It's a force of habit.
No, it's you weren't super hyped about being handed babysit the gnome, but I noticed that when the shit did actually hit the fan, you kept to it when you really didn't have to, and so thank you. And I say that to emphasize that when a week comes to if we are to dip our toes into some of these more mutations, that I will do my utmost to look out for you too, and make sure that you also are okay.
I appreciate it, Atticus, truly, and we're gonna get home.
We're gonna get home.
We're gonna get home.
We're gonna get home.
Yeah, it's
Lady
maybe-
Kathleen looks up. I'd like that.
And I just give her a nod.
Azalea.
Yes.
Everything stops. Your heart stops for a second. You literally miss a beat because you do remember the layout of the room. You're a smart cookie. And the mirror comes down, and you were very honed in on the facial expression that was yours. You're like, oh, that's a new, I didn't know I gotta shave again. This is getting ridiculous. It's kind of a moment. And you look, and just one of the old stone chairs is, and one or two other pieces are just maybe an inch or two. It's real subtle, except for the pivoted chair.
Instinct.
Okay.
I'm going to look at whether the closest one is to me, whether furniture is closest to me, and I'm going to reach out to try and make a telepathic bond and see if anything lands.
The closest thing to you is those tall like jugs, like those tall vases that you would find from way back.
Yeah.
Like people would keep like olive oil and stuff in it in times of drought. That's right next to you. And you turn to see what the closest thing is, and you realize what was maybe a foot away is maybe like 10 inches. Sorry, I don't know what that is in metric, but
You're good. Inches is fine.
It's closer.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try and reach out and make a telepathic bond with this thing, and if it lands as a creature, if it isn't, it's not.
Read me the spell or the
It's
description.
not a spell, it's just an ability. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet. You and the chosen creature can communicate with each other while the two of you are within 4 miles. To understand each other, you must mentally share a language. The telepathic connection lasts for 10 minutes and ends early if you use this ability to form a connection with another creature.
Okay. It doesn't speak a language, but you do get a sense of hunger.
Okay. Interesting. And how many of these furnitures have turned in my direction?
Of the things that have moved, there are 4.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis.
Ooh.
As you see, almost the air around me almost thicken for a moment, as it almost thickens into almost a layer of ice, which has a slight like rainbow iridescence to it, and then disappears. And gives me 25 temporary hit points.
Okay. What have I not played yet? Let's see. Let's go back to this. The frost-like iridescent armor just blossoms out and around you and encases you in that health and power. These things haven't moved ever since you put down the mirror.
I will walk past them towards a trapdoor, and I think very purposely put my back to them as I'm doing this.
Okay.
And listen for any movement.
How long are you putting your back to them?
Until I hear movement.
Oh. You don't hear movement. You do feel the attack, though.
Oh.
As a toothy mouth tries to latch onto your leg. Attempt to grapple. Contested athletics. You get athletics or acrobatics to my athletics.
I will go acrobatics. Actually, I think they're both the same. Yeah, they're both the same for me anyway. But I'll go acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh, that's not
I've got
great.
a
An 11.
13. Oh, okay.
I will use my heroic inspiration and see if I can get higher. Let's see. Nope, I got worse.
No.
The mimic takes your whole leg into its jaw and bites down, and you find yourself restrained. You look up, and on tiny little tongue-like toes, all of the other ones have been slowly moving towards you. You can now see various parts of the mouth opening up, and small, beady little eyes in various little places slowly become revealed as 4 mimics have attempted to ambush you.
Interesting. Okay.
Roll initiative.
A 3.
Oh no.
Real bad.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, okay. I also did terribly. I mean, I guess it doesn't ultimately matter, but it's not nothing. Not for nothing. I've got a 10, a 6, a 2, and a 3. What's your dex modifier?
My dex is a +1.
Okay, you've got me beat. So you're in the middle. Even though you rolled a 3, you're in the middle of the initiative order. Alrighty. Give me 2 seconds. And we haven't tried this music yet. I got Fantasy Plus, gang. I've made so many playlists. All right, the first mimic. It's already got a hold of you. Its tongue and kind of like and jaw wrapped around your leg is going to bite down at advantage. 21 to hit.
That hits.
And you did get a long rest before this fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take 4 piercing and 5 acid.
4 piercing. Because of Armor of Agathis, it automatically takes 25 cold damage.
Okay.
So you said 4 piercing, 5 cold?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That is its turn. Going on to the next one, which was this chair. It's going to try to grapple you as well, going for your top half. Contested grapple check. You get athletics or acrobatics. I get athletics.
I've got acrobatics.
You have to beat a 13.
I rolled a 15.
All right. You manage to weave yourself out of that hairy situation as your turn begins.
Oh boy, let's try something interesting I've been kind of wanting to do. As this mimic bites down onto my leg, Azalea kind of looks down at it. They don't seem phased even in the slightest at this.
Okay.
As in the mouth of this mimic, parts of Azalea begins to break apart along the cracks and seams that kind of lines their body. And almost like, again, like pottery, a piece of them opens up, and where you'd think there'd be blood and muscle and viscera is just a gaping abyss with a slight glow of gold coming from somewhere within them. And crawling out of that hole is a acrid looking, almost like 6-inch long maggot, as I cast Krell's maggot at this creature.
Ew. Ew. Hate it. Yuck.
So I make a spell attack. Let's just roll. I'll just roll just one else. That's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Perfect. As this creature crawls into it, it burrows itself into the mimic, and it begins eating away at it, dealing. Where is it? Dealing 23 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And what's important here for you is that this will continue to eat away as a bonus action every turn, and it has an AC of 17. If this mimic wants to get rid of it, it has to attack the maggot inside of it.
Oof. Okay.
And it has 32 hit points, so you have to deal 32 damage. But every single time the mimic attacks it, it also attacks itself, so it takes half damage it deals.
Cool.
So half the damage to the maggot, half the damage to itself.
Cool. That's a dope feature. Dope spell.
That is gonna be my action. My bonus action. I think that would be. Yeah, I think that would be my turn.
Okay. The next mimic is going to wiggle itself up to you and try to grapple you. At advantage. Ooh, okay, you gotta beat a 21.
Nope. Or
All
10.
right. That's a 20. Okay. It clamps down on your shoulder and head. You are now muffled if you were to cry out for help.
Okay.
The other last mimic is going to miss with a 7 to hit.
Yep, that misses.
Top of the round. Let me think. No real noise has been made. Okay, onward. The mimic that is being burrowed into and has a hold of you is going to try to bite down on you. Rolls a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And it gets dealt damage.
Yeah, 25 cold damage.
25 just straight up.
Yeah, just straight up.
That's
as long as I have temporary hit points from
tasty.
Armor of Agathis, it continually does 25.
You take 8 piercing and 7 acid damage.
8, 7, 15, I believe. Yeah.
Yep. As it takes that 25 damage, it dies.
Azalea just kind of very casually shakes their foot out of this mimic as it dies.
The mimic that failed to grapple you is going to take a bite. 14 to hit.
Hits exactly.
Oof. Meets it beats. Where did... Oh. 4 piercing, 7 acid.
It also takes 25 points as it takes out the last of the armor of Agathis.
Nasty. Okay, your turn. It is over your head. There is one latched onto the top of your head and shoulder. You are muffled.
I mean, this armor of Agathis has been helping me, so I'm going to use... you see... Well, I see, I guess, within this creature, my amulet around my neck, the collar, glisten as I activate the Rod of the Pact. What's it called? Rod of the Pact Keeper, and restore one of my spell spots as an action. And then use my bonus action to cast Armor of Agathis again.
Okay, hell yeah.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. The mimic that is on top of you is going to chomp down. That's a crit. Seven piercing, 4 acid. The last mimic is going to try to grapple your leg. Oh.
It takes 25 points of cold damage.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Grapple check from the last mimic. Ooh, that's high. That is
13.
21. Your leg returns to a slobbering mess of pain and teeth. Top of the round. Mimic bites down. 19 to hit.
Hits.
8 piercing, 5 acid. Your turn.
It takes 25 points of damage.
It's dead. You breathe once again.
Push it off me. Okay. And I'll just slam down at the one on my leg with my double scimitar. So let's do that. So that first one probably doesn't hit. There's a 12 to hit.
12 hits.
Okay, cool. 12 to hit, dealing 10 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
I'll swing again with my action. Again, another 12 to hit.
12 hits.
For 8 points of radiant damage.
Very nice.
And then as my bonus action, because I'm using a double scimitar, I can swing again as a bonus action. 16 damage. I mean, sorry, the 16 hit. Not
16
damage.
hits.
For
Chat's cheering you on.
8 points of radiant damage.
Thank you, chat. 8 points. Very good.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay, we've got 2 mimics left. One that's taken damage by your Armor of Agathis. The other one that you have just beat the shit out of. Chomp. They got one move and it's bite. Well, it's I joke, but dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
3 piercing, 1 acid.
It takes 25 points of cold damage
And-
as it takes out the last of my Armor of Agathis.
And it dies.
Is that the one around my leg?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So again, I pull my leg out again.
1 mimic remains. Seeing. This one drops the shape changer action to polymorph and returns to its amorphous gray form, and you see a mimic in its true form, and it's a toothy mouth with too many eyes and a long barbed tongue, and all along the sides of it are those tongue-like toes that it uses to get around. And Yeah, it's gonna bite you. 15 to hit.
That hits.
What is that? 7 piercing, 3 acid.
Piercing. So yeah.
Your turn.
Now that I'm free and I've dealt with those other mimics, this unfair ambush, I'm gonna 1v1 this thing as I point my double scimitar at it.
Hell yeah.
And I move as if I'm about to swing. And I think in the last second, actually no, yeah, I move towards it. I'm gonna swing and slash this thing to ribbons. I swing with my double scimitar again.
Alrighty.
Um,
Like you go in at one angle and then feint the other way and go down for a
Yeah.
slash. Yeah, hell yeah.
I think that first would not hit. That's an 11. for the
11 does
first
not
one.
hit.
Second attack. There we go. An 18 for the second.
Cormac McHugh. Was it said 18? That hits.
18, yeah, for 12 points of radiant damage.
12 points. Okay.
Actually, 12 points of radiant damage, and then, because I might as well, I haven't used this yet. On that attack, I'm going to activate Cloud Strike as I slam my scimitar into it, dealing 12 points of radiant damage. It's going to be another 1d4 points of thunder damage, as there's a clap of thunder. Dealing an extra 1 point of thunder damage.
Okay.
And it needs to make a wisdom. Oh, is it dead?
How do you want to do this?
I think as I slash, as I miss the first swing, kind of follow the momentum and stab with the other end of the scimitar into the stomach or the proximate stomach of this mimic. And as I sink it in, kind of twists, and there's a sudden loud sound of thunder from within, erupting it, splattering it out.
Echoing out into the mega city. Yes, you would.
Hearing
defend this.
that, I'm like, whoa, and I rapier's out, run to the trapdoor, open it up, look down, just in time to see.
Roll.
Like,
I'm so sorry. I am so
What?
sorry. That would activate the trap on the door.
oh
Not
no!
from the inside. Would it activate from the inside?
Okay, yeah, we're good. I did specify from the
okay.
inside. We're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was about to say.
Sorry.
I thought I remember, and I was
I
about to panic.
apologize.
But I just open it up, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's going?" And then as soon as I like open the door, I just see like you covered in slime all around you, holding your double scimitar. I'm like, "You good?"
Yeah, just some mimics. Just have to update people about that as well.
Mimics will always find a way to
Okay.
be where you don't know where you don't want them to be.
Okay. Do you need anything?
Yeah, how you looking? You had the temp HP burning, so
I'm doing great. I only lost 20 HP. I'm 80 out of 100.
yeah. So you say that Pierce, and you look down, and he just looks like he's just been mildly what's the term?
Inconvenience.
Yeah, mildly inconvenienced. Mirror in one hand, double-bladed scimitar in the other.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it. And then I just
I think I'm gonna
slowly
come in.
close.
I think I'm like, nope, I think he's
I
coming.
get like halfway done, and then I'm like, oh, sorry. And I open it up again, and then I get out of the way.
And
You
I'll
crawl your way
climb
back
in.
up into the light.
As I'm climbing
Actually-
in, I'm like casting prestidigitation on myself to clean.
Actually,
myself
hold on,
up.
wait. Before you get that last bit, and then I'll take a vial and scrape up some mimic juice, cork it. Thank you.
The alchemy types always confuse me, and then I prestidigitate the last bit of me.
Excellent. Bit of time passes. And then a rumbling. Like a ongoing rumbling that seems to get louder and louder and louder. And then it stops. Just as the world around you is starting to shake a little.
Is this normal?
You.
Okay.
I apologize. Usually, a lot of my answers have just been no. This is whack.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just want to make sure. I always want to ask this to be like if I know this is a thing or
Yeah.
not, because I haven't treated this. Okay.
Yeah, this is not
I think
normal.
I'll definitely look at everyone. That hasn't happened before. That is strange. I can only imagine it might be related to whatever was burrowing that hole,
Make
that passage we saw.
a perception check. Everybody.
Oh. Okay.
15.
16. Plus 1. 17.
I gotta wait till I'm all the way up here to unmute
Be an utter terror.
because the table makes a little bit of noise. Okay. What you hear in various levels of muffled and clarity is Dwarvish. Does anyone here speak Dwarvish?
No.
It's just ongoing, and it's loud, and it's bickering.
Interesting.
They're coming from beneath us.
It's like, yeah, it's, yeah, I'd say both sides, up and down.
And, is dwarves, like, do I have a herd tail or dwarves coming down here to dig in specifically?
Obviously you've met dwarves before,
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
and know that they do enjoy their diggy hole, rock and stone and all that good stuff. But you that sounded like a mechanical contraption on a scale
Yeah.
that you've never that would be foreign to you.
I think I made a connection that's probably what burrowed that tunnel.
Likely.
That cross through a passage. Okay, interesting. I guess my other question would be, would I know of any operations within the held breath related to burrowing, creating new tunnels and passages?
Not that you're aware of, but you don't get to know all the
Yeah, don't get to know
the
everything.
fun little bits that the held breath gets up to, or otherwise if you were captured they would know everything.
Yeah.
You do hear them discover the mimic corpses. And you hear above you something akin to, they found something. And then you hear, oh. And you hear rubble being moved.
Okay, well,
You hear-
I don't say anything. I just wait.
Atticus goes. I hear it.
Why do I still know what they're saying?
What? Sorry?
I said, why do I still know what they're saying?
I'm trying real hard. And you hear the people blow. And then you hear them kind of go back to the source of the noise and an argument. It seems like their usual state is.
Yeah. Do I know do I have to like recharge his trap, or is it just a thing that like reinstates
Oh no, it's
itself?
yeah, that trap is on there.
Always. Okay, cool, perfect. I'll just kind of shake my head, just hand. I assume that might be related to what was carving that extra path we came across while coming up here. So strange.
You hear the Mobuff again.
I will bring up the mirror. I'll bring up the mirror. Not leaving the space this time.
You bring out the mirror and you hear a big sledgehammer. Bang!
Against this hideout?
Bang! On the trapdoor.
Oh my god. Can I manually activate it again when I hear this?
If you want to climb up there, yeah, I'll say yes.
Yes, I want. As I hear this sledgehammer again, so I'm like, God damn it! I'm gonna go up and like whatever I need to do to manually activate the trap.
These freaking kids.
Bang! Whoa!
That's 2, baby.
But you eventually make an insight check at disadvantage because you don't know the language.
Yeah. Okay. Again. Yeah, that's a 10.
A 10. I will say this: the tone. One of the tones that you will hear be able to pick up on any language, no matter what you hear. There's fear. There's anger. Another one, greed. They found a trapdoor with a big boy spell on it. That means there might be big boy loot. And you hear as the second one, the second one, you hear a brief argument. And then you hear a lot of dwarves doing something up there, moving about, getting ready for something.
I turned to Lady Kathleen, sorry.
Kathleen.
And Kathleen, sorry.
It's okay.
Kathleen and Cameron, I'm just like, are you guys getting like any of this at all? Like,
well, of course. I'm sorry. Do you not speak? I'm so sorry. I thought you spoke dwarf. Actually, wait, no. I'm so sorry. Dwarves are not around in this realm. I just remembered. So no, they're clueless as well.
no.
I apologize.
Dwarves are not around in the realm they came from?
No, there was a horrible genocide. There was a terrible genocide. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. I've been doing this for years now, and my worlds are crossing, and I'm getting a little mixed up because where Bayonet as the genocide hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm so sorry to again back it up. She goes, well, of course I speak Dwarvish. They're very intrigued about finding the...
You looked like an animatronic. I need you to know that. Well, of course I read yours.
Onwards! That's my onwards! Of course, yes, they are very intrigued, from what I can hear. They're not willing to risk using what they're calling Big Bertha on the wall, but they do believe that they can make it through that door and get to whatever fantastical loot is below. Puts us in a bit of a pickle.
We should move. And I look at Azalea.
We should talk these people down from destroying this place of solitude. I'm gonna go to the door.
Yeah.
Okay, you go to the door. Cameron immediately gets up and follows because tank. The squishy caster. He knows his job. He knows his job. It's get in front of the caster. He immediately starts coming up behind you. Atticus goes over to stand by Lady Kathleen.
As I'm climbing up, just muttering under my breath. You've seen me do this before, but usually it's very ritualistic. But now it's just frustration as I'm saying this. Again, speaking an abyssal or deep guttural language. As I go through, I'm gonna activate my magical cunning, and regain a 1 expended spell slot. As I
spicy.
And under my breath, speaking in abyssal.
Okay.
Climbing up. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you get to the top. What do you do?
I'll open the hatch very quickly and very loudly.
Bang! The dwarf directly in front of you jumps. And he goes, And quickly, many other dwarves line up with these really crazy looking guns that you've never seen before. You've seen some of these flintlocks going on with the world of that the rest of the party has come from, but these are something else. And they all start. The dwarf that is standing in front of you has goggles on and blast armor, and it looks like he's slowly what you, the player, would know to be old school timey TNT explosives on a smaller scale, maybe like grenade level, because they don't want to damage whatever's down there. They just need to blow this chunk of wall. That's what they've decided to commit to. And he's holding the spool that he's kind of just like undoing back towards the rest of the group, and he's just like,
Do I, Azalea, know what this is?
no.
Okay, just to
And
make sure.
I don't think the rest of the party would either. They're familiar with black powder, but not something like TNT.
Okay. What on Woman Owen are you doing here? Leave.
That's good.
Shoo. I just like do a shoo mode. Go shoot.
They look at the rings on your fingers, and then they note the ornate choke necklace collar thing that you have, and they go, like, and point down the hole. They want to know what a fancy lad like you has down here.
Quite frankly, barely anything. Can you tell them that?
Confidence confusion. I'm sure that's terrible. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure you did a great job. And there's a long pause, and then the dwarf with the goggles on takes off the goggles, puts it onto his forehead, and crouches down in front of you. No, I'm not held captive, and frankly, I'm not a dwarf. Shit. Telling them I'm fine. Oh. Roll persuasion, Azalea, or intimidation. I'm not sure how you're approaching that.
I'll go intimidation.
Okay.
I think I will go intimidation. At this
Intimidation
point,
by
I'm
force
just
of presence
real-
alone. The sheer the sheer audacity.
23.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Jesus. Like. And scurry away. You see them get back
please
onto their
clip
contraption.
That may be the fastest I've ever seen you move ever. I'm not even kidding. You were in frame 1 second. You were gone the next. Like, you weren't even like you anymore. You were just a blur.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
They don't leave. They go back to whatever contraption they have outside. They're kind of out of view. Every now and then one of them like peeks a look at you.
Damn it.
But they clearly don't intend to further trouble you, it seems like. Yeah.
I will ask. I do recognize these as dwarves, right? I have seen dwarves before. They have been.
Oh yeah, and these are dwarfy dwarves. They got the multi-faceted ornate beards that are like intricately woven and stuffs in there and plates and shit.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. I thought I could only speak Gnomish. I can also speak Dwarvish. I can understand this the whole time. I'm so sorry.
So the whole
That's
time
why
you're
I felt
just
like you
sorry.
could understand
having
it,
a
Andrew.
rip,
That's why I felt like
just
you could
having a
understand
fun.
it.
No, you're good.
That
buddy.
explains
You're
it.
good. It's okay.
So what they were saying was...
Kathleen goes, yes, yeah, exactly. That makes more sense. You know, just she's not quite up to speed on her Dwarvish.
But yes, once that's dealt with, it's kind of again grumble and climb back into the kind of sanctuary, the safe house.
Activating the trap once again.
Yep, activating once again.
Is it a safe house?
Oh,
Because it seems like everybody and their mama knows about this.
Everyone's finding it. I will ask, how long has passed? Like, have we spent the day? Has it only been a few hours? Like, what's the
We're about midday.
midday? So a few. Okay, so whatever short rest over the past, I guess, is my question.
You've gotten a long rest, and now, yeah, short rest. Go for it, by all means.
Yeah, I was asking because we did say we're going to stay here for another day because of these wizards. So I just want to know how much of that day has passed.
Yeah, yeah. The wizards are they're
alcohol,
out.
perfect.
They're sleeping. Sleeping off the exhaustion levels.
Whereas if we're going to be here for a few more hours, so if you want to get more rest, I can see whatever's left here to make some more food.
Okay. Any end notes as we wrap up the episode?
I think there'll be. Oh, actually, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say, real long shot. If if Ilya and the businessman are with us, pseudo with us, I assume they are still. I'd like to go over and be like, "Hey, can I grab a couple of those potatoes?"
I think that's fine. I think what Offbeat told me was that they would have preferred to have stayed behind to help with some of the medical stuff in Plea.
Oh, okay. So not with us.
But
Perfect.
I think you would have some potatoes.
Okay, perfect. Then I would like to start trying to figure out a way to make vodka.
Okay. I know you're smelling the money in it, aren't you?
I'm smelling the money and the 80 proof alcohol that is highly flammable.
Doing the exact same thing. I don't know it. My character doesn't know that you can make vodka out of potatoes. So in character, I don't know it.
I'm about to blow your mind, man.
Yeah.
Make a tool check to see if you can speedrun the
it.
process with the arcane axe of alchemy with your buddy.
I believe I
advantage,
could.
because he's there to
Thank
help.
you. Huh. We got a 16. Not great, but
for it's drinkable. The batch that you managed to cook up, it's not good by any means, but for a first attempt, it's consumable.
I'll figure out the ins and outs of making it quote unquote good. Right now, I just need it to be like a high alcohol content.
It's potent. It's gasoline.
Even better. And I'll however many flasks of it I can make, I'll fill.
You rolled what on your roll?
A 16.
16? I'll give you a D4.
Sick. How considerate. 3.
Okay, you get 3.
All right. I will take 2 of them, and I'll go over to Azalea, and I'll be like, you know the whiskey you got earlier?
Yeah.
I think you'll find this to be a little bit more bang for your buck. Once we get to Rilis, I can probably make a lot of this. This isn't the best. You can drink this, but I would.
Hey.
But there's a, enjoy. There you go.
You made this out of the potato.
Yes, the potato. It's like the others said. They have
Until he finds
tons
out
of
about
uses.
beer cheese.
It's gonna be great.
Okay. And yeah, they'll just kind of put it into that pouch.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It seems like it with all of you. And I think on my end note will be heading back down, leaving the room again, heading down the trapdoor to call the held breath again about that update.
You
with
do
the
get
scouts
your
and
new
the
route.
paths. Yeah. But to lean into the drama, I'm definitely gonna leave the room.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a look. There's a glance that Lady Kathleen and Cameron share. He's more accusatory, and she's more guarded and unsure and very hard to read, as is Nobility. You know. Okay. I think that's where we'll call it for tonight. Chat, thank you for being here. Do stick around. We are going to be doing a raid. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, that was great. That mimic, that mimic ambush was interesting.
I'm glad you liked it.
That was great.
Chat, I am SirFeffers, Humble Dungeon Master at the Longshot table, and it is my absolute honor and privilege to have these phenomenal creators here with me. Do check out the YouTube where you can get caught up on this campaign, as well as the other 2 weekly streamed campaigns we have here on the season. And just a heads up, we do take the month of December off because holidays, and whatever Thanksgiving Day lands on, if there's D&D thing there, we won't have D&D there. But we are doing a couple of one-shots that we'll have throughout the season, just kind of peppered in off schedule here and there. But do check out the YouTube. We've got all sorts of content on there. We have years of multiple streamed campaigns of content on there, as well as one-shots and summer series, and even a here's where to start kind of video that me and Annie put together. Thank you, Annie. And big shout out to Audric, our mod for tonight, our Saturday mod. And 10% off using the code Longshot on Modern Artifices Artisanal Dice. Do check that out. And hit up the Discord. We are as chaotic as we are wholesome. Drakoniques, take it away.
Hi, I've been Drakoniques or Drak. You can find me on all socials at Drakoniques. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm in a bunch of stuff. You can check me out on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific over on Althaven. That's ALTHAVEN_ on Twitch in a satchel campaign called Last Excelsior. On Wednesdays, you can find me over on Table Story. That's TABLESTORY in a cyber system campaign called Tidal Blades, season 2. So I'm coming on to season 2 cast member there, playing Amara, the grouchy, grumpy turtle. You can find me every other Thursday on all places you can find podcasts. On My First Dungeon in a campaign called Paint the Town Red. We're going to be airing the finale of that on next Thursday, where I play Cain of the Cain and Abel story. On God, what else am I in? Every Monday you can hear my voice also on everywhere where podcasts are served in a D&D campaign called Forgotten Paths, where I play Reverend Ifeoma Aether, in my opinion, very hot priest. And you can see my name in many books, such as the one that's going to be coming out in 3 days' time, Pathfinder 2nd Edition's Lost Omens Divine Mysteries. It's their book on all of the gods of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition world. And I got to write several of the pantheons and gods there, so you can check that out.
Ooh,
dope.
And I think that's pretty much it.
it's quite cool.
Yeah.
Andy.
Well, I've said it once, I'll say it again. If you want to do damage like I do... No, I'm kidding. I miss you, love you, Offbeat Lex. But yeah, I've been Andy. I'm known as ValveMax010. Pretty much everywhere social medias are sold. Mainly on TikTok, doing little goofs and gags, short-form comedy content. But you can also find me as First Mate Brash Briggs over on Mr. Dandy DM's YouTube channel. That's Mr.DandyDM. It's a lot of fun over there. Please go enjoy that. I got nothing else. I love you. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe rest of your evening. And Fef, I'll let you say the exact same thing I just said.
I wasn't listening, man. I was gearing up the raid and thinking
That
about
was going to be on the quiz!
Oh no! Oh, I love you all. Be safe. Get home safe. Have fun. Have a good time. And pile into this raid.
Close enough.
Yeah, you're all amazing, and I love you all dearly.